All right, so now we're gonna do the video that everybody's been asking for. I guess they haven't really been asking for this video, but they've been asking a lot of questions. So this is gonna be our FAQ section, talking about all the different changes that I've done to the car, what's been done to it, basically the normal questions that I get on a daily basis about the car. So we'll go ahead and dig into that now. Did want to point out that it's warm outside now in Georgia, so I'm in my summer attire, which if anybody knows me knows that it includes a white t-shirt, jeans, and then a killer pair of sneakers. Those, as a matter of fact, are the Optimus Prime Bo Jacksons from about 10 years ago. So if you're a sneakerhead, go ahead and be jealous. It's cool, whatever. But onto the car. The first question that I always get is, what is your wheel and tire setup? So right now I'm running some 15x8 Bassett zero offset wheels and some Goodyear radials that are 235 75. Here we go. 235 75 15 is my tire size, and I'm going to turn the wheel here in a second so you can see just the astronomical amount of hammering and cutting that it took to make this. Alright, so here's a good view for you as far as what I had to cut and beat in just to be able to turn my wheels. Now this amount of hammering also provided another problem, which is the fact that I had to remove my dead pedal from the interior because it was hitting where the clutch pedal is. So right now you'll see I have no dead pedal in there. You'll also see the floor is pretty dirty, so I always get the question of, do you go off-road with the top down? Generally no, but sometimes yes, which is the reason for all of this mess. And with it taking on water with a couple of off-road adventures, I had to remove the carpet because it got ruined. Now you might also notice a trash bag in the seat. It's going to rain tonight, and this isn't an off-road Miata problem. This is just an old Miata problem, in that the seals up here are completely clapped out. So it leaks a little bit of water every now and again, which is really crappy on the ride to work when you notice that your butt is soaking wet and you've got to walk into the office. So trash bag helps that. Catches all the water, and then I take it out and drive to work. Now, the next question that people ask about the car is going to be the tire carrier. So, had this made at K1 Built. If you guys are local, they're up in Houston, Georgia. You should definitely hit them up for any drift car needs or off-road or anything cool. He only does cool stuff, so if you want an oil change, go somewhere else. But back to the story here. So we used the stock bumper mounts because if I am by chance rear-ended, don't want to completely ruin my frame just from a little fender bender. So those are mounted to the stock mounts. And like I showed in a previous video, I do have two trunks here. Right now, that jug from when I was working on the parts car. Nothing over here, really. The next question that I generally get is about how I mounted the winch. So I'm going to do a little work for you guys. I'm going to cut some zip ties and unbolt the front bumper so you can see the actual bumper. With the hood open, before we take the bumper off, it brings me to another one of the questions that I get, is how nasty does your car look under the hood after all the crap that you hit? So it's pretty gross. There's all my winch controlling stuff. Everything has a fine coat of red Georgia clay on it. And there's really no point in cleaning it because, well, it's just going to get dirty again when the next person dares me to do something stupid, and I can't say no. Alright, so I'm not going to bore you guys with the removal of bolts. I'm not going to put them in fast forward and play some crappy EDM or anything like that. I'm just going to get right to it because that's not what this channel is about. So here's a little destruction for you, cutting some zip ties. Now the bumper's ready to be removed. So I had three bolts up here holding the bumper in. Y3 because I couldn't find the fourth or it fell out, I can't remember. But that and the zip ties removed, and we are ready to come off. There we go. Still got my lights connected, so it's just going to kind of dangle there, but this gives you an idea of how my winch is currently mounted. So we've got a piece of mandrel bent DOM, these mounted directly to the original bumper support, and the plate for the winch welded directly to the DOM, and then you probably can't see it, but it's also welded back here onto the bumper support. So that's currently how the bumper is held in. It does have a little bit of flex, so we're going to redo it and kind of shore things up here on the sides a little more. But that's how you put a 5,000 pound UTV winch onto your Miata. Now I'm also going to be adding, changing out the regular cable to this synthetic rope, which is going to make things much better as far as spooling in the winch and also make it lighter. Also, quick shout out to Flying Miata. My new ball joints came in, so I can stop complaining about cheap ball joints. But there you go. There's a quick look at how the winch is mounted. I'll just give you a couple more looks. Again, this one was built by K1 Built out in Houston, Georgia, which is like an hour from Atlanta and an hour from my house. But Kurtis is a good dude. He's my bro. I use the word bro. I'm sorry. I've had a couple adult beverages, so I'm talking reckless. Alright, so another question that I've gotten several times is how much stuff have you broken? Here's a quick shrine to the axles that I've broken. There's of course some missing because I had to get my refund and replacement through Advanced Auto Parts, but you know, there's some of the broken axles and one brand new one. Had to replace some shocks that I completely destroyed. Of course, you saw the video of the ball joint. I'm going to have a video dissecting the differential that I destroyed. And other than that, the only other thing that has needed attention on the car, of course, put the aluminum radiator in it. It needs clutch, needs throwout bearing, needs rear main seal because it leaks terribly, but none of those are due to its going off-road. So the main things that have broken have really just been axles and differentials because I don't know how to act off-road. And now for some of the questions. So first question I always get is, what lift are you running? And that's pretty simple. I'm running the Paco Motorsports 3-inch lift. Actually picked mine up from Flying Miata. You can get it from either one. Both good dudes to work with. Next question, why is your hood silver? Well, it was spray painted when I got it, really crappy paint job, so took all the paint off, started to polish it. Since it's aluminum, wanted to have a sweet polished aluminum hood, and gave up. So it's kind of shiny, kind of not, whatever. Next question, this is the #1 question that I get, and that's why build a Miata instead of a capable four-wheel drive vehicle like a Jeep or a truck or SUV, something like that. And there's a couple different answers to that. First, if I was building, you know, your average ordinary Jeep, you guys would have never heard of me. You wouldn't watch my videos because it's all been done before. This is more uncharted territory, really trying to do more with less. The next reason was I have an affinity for Miatas. I've had a bunch of different cars, and a cheap Miata was always my favorite. As a follow-up to that, I wanted something that was fuel efficient, that I could drive to work, but also had dual purposes. So this is basically the car equivalent of a dual sport motorcycle. Now, this isn't a question, but it was the best comment that I've ever seen on a video of my car, and it was the one where I was almost stuck but finally made it out of the ruts. One of the commenters said that was boldly going where no hairdresser has gone before. I thought that was hilarious. Kudos to you if you're watching this video. Keep up the good work, sir. All right, so that sums up our Q&A session, as well as, you know, a brief overview as far as what's done to the car. If you've got any more questions, feel free to post it in the comments, send me a message, whatever. Happy to give you all the information that I have about the car, and hopefully it inspires you to do something ridiculous with your daily driver as well. Thanks for watching. All right, so all this talk of Kurtis at K1 doing all this work for the car, you guys thought I wasn't going to give a shout out to Miles Gunther and Jay Quiggins, because they were part of this initial build and they're always helping me as well with this. So again, thanks Miles, thanks Jay. I'll have a link to everybody's Instagram page in the comments of this video. Make sure you go and like them, and also follow me, because I don't post the same content on YouTube that I post on Instagram, because, you know, that's just not my style.